Welcome to Assembly Update. I am Angelo Santa Barbara, Assembly Representative for the 111th Assembly District, representing Montgomery, Schenectady, and part of Albany County. Today we have with us Abby Kovacic, Executive Director of the Capital District Childcare Council. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We appreciate you being here. Abby's going to tell us a little bit about herself and her organization. So maybe we could start off with a little bit about your background.
Oh, sure. Well, I started at the Childcare Council about 22 years ago. They were looking for a child developmentalist to help childcare providers learn how to play with toys. And so that's what I did.
Okay.
I taught people how to play with toys, wrote curriculum plans around those toys, went from program to program and helped them. Now I'm the executive director there.
Great, great. And it sounds like a great organization. I looked through some of the information that before the show. You have a great mission. Maybe you could tell us what the organization is all about and the services you provide.
Sure. We were established in 1971 by a group of childcare directors, and their goal was to provide supports for people who work in early care and education. So sometimes when people hear Childcare Council, they think we care for children, but actually we don't. We care for adults. And so the people who care for children is what we do.
Yeah.
And so basically we help parents to find childcare. So we are known as a resource and referral agency. And there are funded resource and referral agencies in every county across the state.
Okay.
And we represent Albany, Saratoga, Schenectady, Fulton, Montgomery, and Rensselaer counties for most of our work. And then our Infant Toddler Project goes all the way up to Plattsburgh and down to the Binghamton border. And we also have an Eat Well, Play Hard project that is around nutrition and movement for little children, sort of on the health side. And that's in 14 counties in the region. Oh,
so you cover a lot of the state.
We do, on this side.
Yeah, on this side,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
We're never traveling to Buffalo.
So if I wanted to, what's a typical inquiry? Like if I wanted to call for childcare, how would the process go?
Well, basically you can just call our number, either our toll-free number or our regular number, which is Capital Region. It's 518-426-7181. And then you can talk to a referral counselor there. You can also get names of childcare providers right on our website. And so we're actually just recently developing an app for people's phones.
That's always helpful. The
Yes.
apps, yes, yes. Nowadays, if you have an app, you're really on the leading edge of technology.
Yeah. So all the parents have to do is share what they need for childcare, what their goals are.
Okay.
We help them to find either family childcare businesses, which are in a home, so it's a residential setting for a child, or a child care center, before and after school program, nannies, camps. We publish a camp catalog every spring, which is a lot of fun. They have really cool things in there.
That's great.
Yeah.
And you do cover my district, Montgomery, Schenectady, and Albany counties.
Absolutely.
Is there,
yes.
Again, is that same number, or is there a particular?
Nope, it's the same number. They'll talk to a referral counselor there, a parent educator, who will help them to figure out what's in the community, and then talk to them a little bit about some questions to ask, talk to them about how to find out whether there are any infractions against the program. And then if a parent is still unable to find something, they can give us a call back, and we'll help them find other kinds of resources in the community.
Okay.
So it's an ongoing relationship until the parent finds it, and there's no cost to the service. It's free.
And I guess they can keep trying to locate something that fits their needs and something that they're happy with.
Yes.
Okay, and they're not obligated to take any services if they don't feel comfortable.
Absolutely not. No. And we talk to parents about quality. Help them to figure out what are the components that contribute to quality in early childhood programs. It's a little different than caring for a child in your home, because there's so many other children.
Right. Right. Yeah, and nowadays, as we know, it's an essential service that people look for. Childcare is required for people to be able to, maintain and go to keep their jobs and so on and so forth. Yeah. So we certainly appreciate the work that you do in our communities. Now, is there a membership program or?
Well, we are a membership organization, but most of our services are free to anyone. So usually providers become members, because with membership there's discounts and training, and that's another service that we offer. So that our referral piece is for parents, but then our resource piece is where child care providers get training. We run credential programs, which are statewide credentials. So the school-age credential program is where people who work in child care programs that work with school-age children can get a credential to be able to be qualified to work with that group of children.
I see.
And then the Child Development Associate credential is for younger children. And so we run those programs. We employ nurses, social workers, dietitians. We even have a playground specialist.
Okay.
So any need that someone who's working in early care and education would have for professional development, we're able to meet those needs.
And a lot of this information is on your website. So if people are interested, I would encourage them to visit that website. And of course, they can always call. In your office locally, if somebody wanted to stop in and talk face-to-face, is there?
Our headquarters is 91 Broadway in Minneans, right out of Albany. But we're in the community all of the time. So our training, we use community organizations within the counties where we work. So in Schenectady County, we might be at Schenectady County Community College, at the YMCA. We do a lot of work at the senior center there. And so we set up house there and people can come on in. And see us. We're Fulton Montgomery Youth Catholic Charities out there. We use the Fulton Montgomery Community College. Often we run coursework there. So
yeah, it's very very convenient to be in the community like that, where people can access and ask questions.
Sure.
Okay, so one of the things I saw was a program called Quality Stars New York. Maybe we can talk a little bit about that program and how it works.
Sure. Quality Stars New York is New York, so we're very excited about this project. You see I'm all lit up. But it is a quality rating and improvement system. So most of the states in the country have a quality rating and improvement system. We are just developing ours now, and it has had great outcomes. In Schenectady and Albany County, we have about 60 programs that are involved in Quality Stars New York, and we're trying to expand it ever more to the other communities that we work in. We have a project at the council that's called the Get Ready campaign. So for those programs who aren't eligible for full implementation of Quality Stars New York, because it's only in its first phase, they can participate in a project where they become comfortable with the standards. We offer a support person who will work with them around learning about Quality Stars New York. So everyone can participate, but Quality Stars New York is very unique because it's the first time in New York. I mean, we have very good child care regulations, so we're great at that part of it. This is a partner. So it's the quality components that go along with our very good regulations. And it teaches parents about components, but the best thing for parents is, when a person or a program goes through Quality Stars, then they are assigned a star, like a 5-star hotel. Means you have a very nice hotel.
So it's kind of easy to gauge
the
quality of service you're receiving from any particular provider.
Yeah, so that the parent doesn't have to do all the background. It's there, all that's been done. So it's an improvement system too. So it's not just a rating system. So it's not punitive at all. What they have is support. So if you rated below standard on any one of the criterion, then you would be able to get technical assistance and training and other supports to bring the quality up. So it really is an improvement system.
And is there a publication that's provided, or would they have to, or would people that call in have to ask for the information?
Well, Quality Stars New York has its own website. So if you just Google Quality Stars New York, you can come to their website. And I did bring one of their very nice publications here. And so there's a good deal of information. The standards are published right on the website. So if you're a family child care provider or a school-age program or a parent, you can go ahead and read all of the standards. So you have a good idea of where your program meets that standard.
And this information is available at your office, or can they request? Can this be requested on your website as well?
Yes, we do have Quality Stars information on our website.
Okay, great. And how many calls or participants do you get in any given month or even a year?
Well, we have a very high utilization for some of our services, and so we find that people who are looking for childcare often use our online service.
Okay.
And so we might have 10 or 12 a day of parents who are
Okay.
using our online service to find childcare, and then our phone calls. We find that years ago, many more parents use the telephone, and today, more people use the internet to find
Right,
childcare.
right.
We find our training is a great resource to the community, and so our educational conferences in a year, we do between 6,000 and 8,000 what we call seats. So individuals who come to training. So they might be one person who comes to multiple trainings, or unique individuals who come to training.
And so the organization, if someone did want to call in, you do have an operator or somebody that can take their call if they don't, for whatever reason, have a computer or want to use the internet.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, Pollyann is our receptionist, and she's always available to talk to someone. And then she'll probably put them through to either a referral counselor, a parent educator, or a trainer, depending on what their question is about.
And does your organization, your organization visits the various providers, and how often does that happen?
Well, every day.
Every day, okay.
But it depends on which program. We run a program for Eat Well, Play Hard. Is a program where the dietitians go into a specific center and they do a series of 6 workshops in the classroom. So they help children to learn about nutrition, and then they play with them, and sometimes they're doing exercises or cooking activities.
Yeah.
And then there's 6 sessions in the evening.
Okay.
So each of the dietitians has about 4 to 6 centers that they're visiting at a time. So there's multiple visits in a day happening with the dietitians. And then our nurses help providers to make a healthcare plan for children. And so they're in program every day as well. It's required by state legislation to have a health care plan, and so they, the nurses help the child care provider in collaboration with the parent to make a plan so that all the child's health needs are met at the child care program for both family child care and school age and center care.
And do you find that the need for your services is actually on the rise, or has it been pretty steady?
We're busy.
And I imagine you're probably getting busier as more and more people are entering the workforce.
Yes.
On a daily basis.
Oh, absolutely. We have many, many calls about childcare. Actually, in some cases, we're able to help parents really disseminate what it is that they're looking for around childcare, and we use a tool where we help them to, when they go in for their interview or their observation in a childcare program, to sort of check off what it is that are the quality components. And so some of it is about training parents to be good consumers. And that's a very valuable service. Many parents take advantage of that.
And that guidance, people find that do they find there's a lot of things that they didn't know if they had not asked about these services and gone into the quality stars research?
Yeah, I think that, certainly parents come with all levels of understanding of
Right.
what early care and education is, but many parents didn't have experience with early care and education, and so this might be their first experience.
Right.
And so it is helpful for them to know and understand how one program might be different from another program.
Well, it sounds like the information you're providing is absolutely invaluable. Even if people already have a child care provider, maybe they'd like to find out more information, they could also do that as well, even if they're not looking for new services.
Oh, sure. We have tip sheets right on our website. So, tip sheets on most topics. So, if a parent is thinking about a child's pottying, or, how to get a child to bed, or those kinds of things, we have tip sheets there. Again, free of cost. They just download them right off the website. Oh,
and that's very convenient. And I assume they can download the app from the website as well when it's available.
The app will be directly from your phone.
Okay.
So, it will be available probably in about 6 weeks. We're sharing data.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, we are going to take a little break. We thank you again for being here. We're going to talk more about the Capital District Child Care Council when we return. Thank you.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Packers. Viking. Packers. Viking. Viking.
Red state. Blue state. Vegan.
Carnivore.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
Downtown.
Night owl.
Early bird.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty.
Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities,
Live.
our families,
United.
even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Sign up at liveunited.org.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
We're back on Assembly Update. I am Assembly Member Angelo Santa Barbara, representing Montgomery, Schenectady, and parts of Albany County. My address in the district office, 1170 Riverfront Center, Amsterdam, New York, 12010. Phone number 518-843-0227, or by email santabarbara@assembly.state.ny.us. Welcome back. We are here with our guest from the Capital District Childcare Council. We have been talking about the organization and all the things, services that you provide for our community. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. We wanted to talk about an event that's coming up that I've looked at here. Maybe you could tell us about what's coming up in April.
Sure. In collaboration with the local chambers, Albany, Saratoga, Schenectady, and Rensselaer, and the Community Human Resource Association, we are presenting Bill Millett for area businesses. And Bill will speak about the economic development around and the need for early childhood in that context. And so really looking at the preparation of workforce. So how will we prepare today's student for tomorrow's job? And so we're very excited about that. That'll be on April 17th at the Turf, the Holiday Inn Turf in Albany.
And if people wanted to find out more or register or get tickets for that, they can contact you directly or on the website?
Yes.
Okay,
absolutely.
that's great. That seems very easily done. Are there, I know you have a lot of programs, a lot of other programs we haven't talked about yet. I did notice on your literature an interesting statistic about the number of children served. Maybe you could just tell us about that, because I think it's very impressive.
Sure. Well, those are parent referrals. So 5,000 children found childcare in the Capital Region in the last year. So with the help from the referral counselors they're a little busy.
Yes,
so,
yes. I imagine that keeps you very busy. But that is very, very impressive, and it's great to see that you are serving so many. So some of the other programs and services that the organization provides.
Sure. The one program that we haven't talked about yet is the Infant Toddler Project. I mentioned that we go from the Plattsburgh all the way down to Binghamton. The Infant Toddler Project is a very interesting project because they work with all providers and parents and community organizations that meet the needs of infants and toddlers, so our very, very youngest citizens. And so we help parents to understand and providers to understand how to meet the unique needs of the very young child. And we employ Wendy Sullivan and Sarah Gould for that position, and they go from place to place playing with babies. They have a wonderful array of easy-to-make homemade materials that they help teachers and parents to be able to develop. And so I think people think, oh, you need to spend a lot of money in order to entertain a baby, and that's just not true. So we recently released our one of our videos. It's a YouTube video with Wendy, and it is around making capes for young children. And it's great fun, very easy to make for parents. And so on a snowy afternoon, if they have nothing to do because their children are not at school, they can easily take an old t-shirt and apply a cape. And all they have to do is go to YouTube and look for, you know, the capes video from the Capital District Child Care Council, and they'll have an afternoon worth of fun.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. We did talk about protecting children's health. You mentioned that, and then I see information here about actually combating childhood obesity. Maybe we can talk a little about the details of that.
Well, we have a really exciting new project. It's called Farm to Preschool. And so what we'll be doing is we will be gathering farmers and helping them to make themselves eligible to receive the food stamp card that that people who receive subsidy can use to buy fresh produce. And then we will work with child care programs located in low-income areas and take the farmer and his produce to that area with a dietitian. And the dietitian will prepare the food on the street, show parents how to prepare the food, introduce them to fruits and vegetables, and basically to help bring fruits and vegetables to an area that may not have a market close by that has fruits and vegetables, and then to teach parents and children how to eat those and to cook them and to use them in their snacks. So.
And it's great for children to learn those things early on as well. And I know that's very important as far as nutrition goes. There's a lot of foods out there that are not as healthy as fresh farm-grown produce. So that's great that that's being provided. And
we do find that you have to introduce a new food to children multiple times in order for them to say, "Oh, that's yummy."
And yeah, I get it with my kids as well. So there's and you do cover Montgomery, Schenectady, and Albany County, which is my district. And for more information, again, we can send them to the website or have them call you directly, or even visit your office in Menands.
Absolutely, and all of our events are on the website. So if there's a parent or a provider who would like to stop by to one of our events in their own community, we're there all the time. So they certainly don't have to travel all the way to our office in Menands to see us.
That's great to hear. It sounds like you're very accessible. So let's move on to learning opportunities for children and adults.
Yes.
We talked about that. Maybe we can talk a little more about the details.
Sure. We employ people who work in child care centers and who work in family child care homes and who work in school-age programs. We have a really nice initiative right now in both Albany and Schenectady County with the community organizations in those cities around education reform. In Schenectady, it's called Bigelow Corners, and that involves the Head Start, the Early Head Start, and Lincoln and Kane Elementary School as part of the Schenectady City School District. And the reason we call it Bigelow Corners is they're all right off of Bigelow Avenue, right there off of Albany Street.
Right.
And so that project is around aligning the curriculum goals from infancy all the way through the 6th grade. And so it's around parent engagement and curriculum, social emotional wellness, and so the groups are getting together to think about what are the needs of the children. Schenectady is very proactive in that way. There are a lot of collaborations in the community among those individuals who are serving families. And so there are some other initiatives that are looking at neighborhood revitalization, and education is all part of that. So it's been really wonderful working with the school district in that community.
And I'm from Schenectady County, and I have heard of these programs in the past, and that's great to hear that your organization is involved.
Yeah, Bob Crow from the Schenectady Foundation is very active in that initiative and has been a real support in that community to support both the private education organizations and the public. So it's been a nice
great.
opportunity to work there.
And that has been successful in that area?
It really has. Yeah, good benefits. And then in Albany, there's what they're calling the Albany Promise, which is a very large initiative out of SUNY. Really, Chancellor Zemfer came to the area with a Strive initiative experience, and she's brought that to the community. And so that involves many groups of people, and they've identified 3 groups. High school graduation, 4th grade functioning, mostly around reading grades, and in early childhood. And so those work groups are working to get a picture. So they're canvassing parents, thinking about surveys around what kinds of services are parents using. They're really concerned that a good number of children in the Albany City School District are not prepared for schools. So Albany Promise is really looking at how to support children's readiness as they enter the school district. And we're working with the superintendent there. It's been a great collaboration as well.
Well, that's great to hear. That's great to hear, and I'm glad to see that these areas, you're being successful in these areas where it's needed the most. The Partnering for Progress, is that, we talked about a little bit about some of that. Maybe we can talk about that quickly.
Right. You know, around the community is this idea of shared impact. So we're using our energy, our talents, both from the nonprofit sector and businesses, universities, public schools, to address community need and then come up with strategies that we can all, so instead of all of us doing a new job, we're all doing this job that we have outlined goals for in the same way. So we're really taking the talents that we already have. Right. It's, you know, it's a sort of a technique that's used across the country, very popular, you know, in communities where we recognize that resources aren't as available, and so we need to use the dollars that we do have in a much more unique way, which is part of what we do with the Quality Stars as well. Each partner in Quality Stars has brought their own talents, their own resources to that activity and has supported it. So I think it helps us to be a little bit more in line with the goals of the community. It's
kind of like, so each piece kind of fits together, and you're not duplicating efforts in any particular area. So that's great to hear that those types of initiatives exist. How about your infant and toddler services, regional infant and toddler?
Well, we have a partner actually in Plattsburgh who works with that, and I talked a little bit about Wendy, but she, Ann, is a partner in our Plattsburgh area, and that's an initiative that's across the state. So there are infant and toddler specialists at Childcare resource and referral agencies across the state, and we work a lot. Right now, we're working with an infant mental health group in the Capital Region, and so they're gathered to really address the needs of children who have significant emotional concerns. And those might be children who've had a trauma in early life, or children who have a biological concern. We work a lot with state early intervention programs, county early intervention programs around that project.
That's great. That's great to hear that your organization is involved with so many initiatives, and the partnering with the community is very important as well. We got about a minute left here. Is there anything else you'd like the audience to know about your organization that we can get out?
Sure. We have resources that are available, so if parents would like to borrow some of those resources or providers would like to borrow some of those resources, we also do online training. And so if a parent or provider can't come out to training, they can certainly visit our website and sign up for training in that way as well.
Great. Well, I want to thank you for being on the show. And hopefully we can come back and update the audience at some point. But thank you for being here and sharing all the great services that you provide in our community.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I thought that